if I can tag that to the two of you, the poise and the composure that your son has displayed, I repeatedly said last night as we celebrated together on Fulton Street, unbelievable. And he's not 19 yet. It's amazing. So congratulations to the two of you. Your first head coach, Zion, user-friendly. He's put up with me for too long now. And he's given me a lot of grief because we used to be on opposite sides. So I present our head coach, and a very good one. We're lucky to have him, Alvin Gentry.
I'm going to make it short and sweet because I think you guys are here to see anyone but me, I think. So, no, it's an honor to really to have an opportunity to coach a player like Zion, and not just from his ability standpoint, just from the character that he has. When you start to try to turn a franchise into a consistent winner, you got to have the talent, but you have to have people that have the character that he has. And so just adding him to the mix, along with other people like Drew Holiday, I think that we're well on our way to doing that. And I think that it's going to be enjoyable to see. The style of basketball that we'll play, he more than fits into it. We're going to be exciting to watch. The fan base that we have here, you'll learn that they're really, really dedicated, and they will follow you all the way. And I think what Mrs. Benson says, that if you love this city, it'll more than love you back. And I can't imagine anything that you wouldn't do to make the city love you. So you don't get to coach guys like this very often. And when you're lucky enough to have a generational player like that you're going to be able to coach, you relish just the honor of being able to coach a guy like that. We had fun in Chicago that night talking about old school guys that I had no idea that he would know anything about. Right, Lee? He'll tell you. But, he's a basketball guy. And more so than anything, he's a tremendous guy, and he's all about the team. You talk to anybody at Duke, you talk to anybody at his high school, his mom and his dad and the way they operate, that he's all about the team. And, those kind of guys, when you add them to your franchise, you're headed, like I said, very much in the right direction. So I know you guys are here to hear him, but I just want to say that we're so excited to have him on our team. The assistant coaches, we've been writing lineups on the board, and every time we write a lineup on the board, his name is in capital letters. So we're excited about having him here, and we look forward to a long and a great relationship. So thank you.
In just a moment, we're going to open it up for questions from all of you in the media. But first, a couple of questions for Zion, because did you happen to see what was going on Fulton Street? Your response, because I was there, and I was there for the boycott poll, and the city's amazing. And when they talk about embracing a city, you're going to find that out firsthand. But what did you see when you saw Fulton Street?
Wow, okay. I saw fans that loved this team. The love they showed from what I saw in the video was incredible. Especially, I didn't think I deserved all that. It was pretty much. But it was just passion for the team. So that's what I saw from it.
Yeah, and I also wanted to point out, because you're Spartanburg, South Carolina, and you're in the region. So when I say we, the South, it's got to be a comfort zone for you to be so close to home as well.
Yeah, it is very comfortable knowing that I'm pretty close to home, that I can get on a short flight and go back to South Carolina anytime.
Now, you played for an amazing head coach who I've been able to work with before, in Coach K. So tell us about working with Coach K and what you're going to take forward as well.
Working with Coach K was a different experience. Because he's coached all the greats. So, he would tell you, I don't know who told you guys you were good, but you're not. he'd be like, I've seen Kobe, I've seen Jordan, I've seen LeBron. You guys aren't there yet. So, I mean, he always kept us grounded, and he would always tell us to just be ourselves and just try to keep the game as simple as possible.
And I don't know if you saw and I tweeted it out, it was about a 2-minute conversation with Coach K talking about Zion. So obviously, he waits till you're gone to praise you, because he did say some amazing things about Zion and his ability, and especially more as a person, believe it or not, than as a basketball player, which is the best part of it all for all of us, because, and I still can't believe you're not 19 years old yet. So finally, before we open it up to the local media, style of play, because you've seen Alvin's style of play. Are you in shape?
Am I in shape? Well, I mean, I don't think you guys would have drafted me if that was the case, but I think I'm in pretty good shape.
Okay, all right. Because 82 games, Greyhound races personified. You know, we start games around here comes Lucky, basically. They throw it up. And what I did like, Alvin gave you some advice, right? Rebound and run?
Yes, he said if I get the rebound, just push it. That was good. It was his advice.
I like that. Don't draw it up. Don't look over your shoulder. Don't look for me for a play. Play. You've got great natural instincts. We know that. We are really excited to have Zion here. And I've got more questions, but I know you guys do as well. So if you raise your hand and identify yourself, we will get some questions as well from the media. And Zion, perfect. Anybody over there? There we go. And please identify your affiliation as well.
Malika Andrews, ESPN. Zion, I'm curious, how many text messages have come into your phone in the last 24 hours? And who are you hearing from? People you haven't heard from in 10 years? Or what's the nature of those types of texts?
Wow, we're just jumping into it. Well, if I'm being honest, not too many, because I recently changed my phone number for
Very smart move. You're way ahead of the game. All right, next question. Good question.
Yeah, Will Guillory with The Athletic. People always comment about your humility and the way you kind of handle all this attention. I wonder how has it been overwhelming at all to see the amount of love you've received from this franchise and people around the city?
No, it hasn't been overwhelming at all, because the thing that keeps me grounded is I just always think about the times when, like, it was just me, my stepdad, and the basketball on the outdoor court. So that's all I need to keep me grounded.
Zion Rod Walker from the New Orleans Advocate. Can you just talk us through the last 24 hours and tell us what that's been like for you, just the whole whirlwind?
It's been just a lot. You can't even, I'm still taking it in. You know, I dreamt about having my name called by the commissioner since I was a little kid, and for him to call my name first meant even more to me. And having my family and friends there to support me, I think just made that moment much better. And as the rest of it, it's just sleep, get on a plane, and press conference.
Ali.
Zion, Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. Have you had a chance to talk to Drew Holiday? And what do you know about him? Have you watched him play before, anything like that? What do you know about his game?
No, I have not had a chance to speak with Drew Holiday. And I don't really know too much about his game, but I know that he's for his team, because that's what everybody says, and I can't wait to get on the court with him.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. He is the total team player. Numbers mean nothing to him. He just wants to win. Doesn't care how you get there. He cares about W's. Next question. Go right ahead.
Zion, Josh Barron, WLOX TV. I'm looking on the roster here, and I don't see anybody wearing the number 12. So are we going to get a throwback from you and see the number 12? I know that you're used to 1 being at Duke, but I know that you just got here as well. So, so I was just wondering if we might see the number 12 back in effect.
You want that? No, I think I'm gonna just stick with number one.
Go right ahead.
Andrew Smith, Bourbon Street Shots. I just wanted to know, do you have a favorite thing about New Orleans culture since your last visit here?
My favorite thing, it's a lot. Even though I was here for like 24 hours, I'm gonna just say the family feel that I just got from just walking around. Like, you know, the people here were just welcoming. They didn't come up. They came up and like spoke for like a minute and just went on about their day. They didn't hold me up or anything. They just said, you're gonna love the city and everybody's family, and that's the vibe I've been getting.
Go right ahead, Fletch.
Thank you. Fletcher Mackel, WDSU TV here in New Orleans. Last night you joked with us and you said you're just an 18-year-old kid who gets a lot of attention. But do you embrace the fact when people say you're mature beyond your years or wise beyond your years? Are you wise beyond your years?
I don't know if I can say that, but I try to be, because I look at it from a realistic point of view. I am 18, and I do have a lot to learn.
Good answer. Very good answer. Any others? Go right ahead.
Paul Warren from Cox Sports Television. This is for Zion and Alvin. Last night, David told us about the instant connection that you guys seem to have. Can you kind of go into depth about that and how well you guys hit it off almost immediately?
You start that.
Well, first of all, we're both Southern guys, you know. Secondly, I think he's got a great basketball mind, but he also appreciates the history of the game. So it's really funny. We talked about really players from the 70s, even when I was in high school and taking visits to college. He knew some of the guys that I was talking about, and that came from, you know, Lee, I'm sure. We talked about that, but you know, he's an easy guy to talk to. He's an easy guy to discuss things with. I mean, I think he's going to be a joy to coach, really. You know, he plays extremely hard. He's all about the team. So when they say he's a coach's player, you know, the way we related, I think it's easy to see how that can be. Yeah. And I'm going to let him shoot a lot. He knows that too. Okay.
Pretty much the same thing. I think he just saw. I think we connected because he just saw that I just wanted to play basketball. Like the media and stuff wasn't on my mind. He just, you know, I was an 18-year-old that wanted to get on the court and hoop.
In the back.
Andrew Clay, KTC in Lafayette. Zion, who was the first new teammate that contacted you since last night, and what was his message to you?
Frank Jackson was the first person. And his message was, welcome to the family, pretty much. I don't want to say the rest because, you know, it's that's brotherhood material.
Zion, Ron Snyder, News 15 in Lafayette. How much does it excite you, just the number of young guys coming to this team at once and just being able to be a young family that can try to maybe win the Summer League?
It's very exciting because, you know, we're all young and I can learn a lot from them. They're close to my age, obviously. And I think we're all just hungry to win. Like, I think we just want to do whatever we can to help the team succeed.
Zion, Seth Dunlap, WWL. It sounds like you're a student of the game a little bit. Any players you've looked up to, modeled your game after?
I've looked up to Michael Jordan because not only was he an assassin on offense, he was an assassin on defense, and I try to model my game from just a lot of people. Like, if I like something from someone's game, I'll try to take it and just add it to mine.
Andrew Lopez, the Times-Picayune. Griff, I know you can't talk about some of the moves that you've made already, but ideally, how would you like to have this team built with Zion and Drew?
So I think because we're efforting other deals, it's hard to really speak about what it looks like ultimately, but the idea behind it and the philosophy behind it is all very much designed around Alvin Gentry's system and the way Alvin and his coaching staff want to play and the way that they envision Zion interfacing with the rest of those pieces. Again, Drew is a player that can do equal damage on both sides of the ball. He can play with or without the ball, so there's a lot of versatility there. And I think throughout the roster, you've seen that there's a great deal of versatility. It's something that we're putting a premium on. Two-way players that are able to both create and terminate plays. You need a really healthy balance of both, but I think the way we're structured gives us the best opportunity to take advantage of both Zion's gifts, but the rest of the fit of the team working so well with the pace that Alvin and his coaches want to play at, and in particular, the style they want to play at. You know, it's really easy to build to a team when you know that your coach understands the offensive side of the ball. Now, oftentimes you have to go find people who can manufacture offense. We don't need that. So what we've done is we've put a lot of the emphasis on finding people who can play defense like Zion loves to do, to play defense like Drew loves to do. So then we get out in transition and take advantage of those gifts as opportunities to score. But we didn't need to find offensive players. We needed to find people who could defend at his pace. And so that's been a big focus of what we do, and it's a big part of why Zion's such a good fit with us.
Karen.
Zion, Karen Loftus with WGNO. When you hear David Griffin say that you are not the savior of the Pelicans franchise, do you think that that takes some of the weight off of your shoulders coming into the league as a rookie, just knowing that the weight of an entire franchise is not on just you?
Like I said before, I look at things from a realistic point of view. I think people are kind of like doing a bit much. I am 18. I haven't even played one game yet. So I look at it just like that. Like, I'm just trying to come contribute to the team. Whatever the vets need me to do, I'm ready to do it.
Zion, Rod Walker again. Last night you addressed the people in New Orleans and you said, "Let's dance." What was the origin of that? Was that something just popped in your head, or was there some background to that?
I have a funny story about that. So me and a group of friends, we went to see Avengers Endgame. And if you know me, Thanos is my favorite character. So, Captain America's shield's broken. I'm like, we're about to win. Like, for once, the movie's going to be realistic and the bad guy wins sometimes, because he's the strongest. So my friend Axel, he's like, hold on. All of a sudden, all these superheroes who disappeared 5 years ago just start appearing. And I'm like, oh, we might lose. And he looks at me, he goes, let's dance. Let's dance.
That's great. Any others? In conclusion, and we're going to have photo ops with the group as well, I've watched a lot of film now and a lot of Duke games. And you were just talking about it, David and Alvin. And there's guys that know how to play defense, rebound, run, play offense. There's a two-way player that the Pelicans just got. And we've watched a guy lead a team to a championship because he's a great two-way player. Draymond Green with the Golden State Warriors. He reads, he reacts, he recovers. He's like a free safety in football. And the more I watch Zion, he's way ahead of the game at the defensive end of the floor. It's an amazing addition. And there's this old saying, as we wrap things up, there's this old saying, those were the days. Well, as far as I'm concerned, for all of us that love this franchise and love this city, these are the days. This is just the beginning. Thank you once again for being with us. Now some photo ops.